Wrestling fans, today Bruno Sammartino, it's been reported, has passed away at the age of 82. Uh, just a quick tribute. Favorite memory, I actually got to meet Bruno Sammartino when I was very young at a wrestling convention. Bruno Sammartino and Killer Kowalski were there at a wrestling convention. It was called the Wrestling Convention for Fans in Baltimore, Maryland, at a hotel. Very young Scott Flamingo, Scotty the Body, Raven was there. Tom Brandy was there. Killer Kowalski and Bruno were kind of the headliners of this convention. And Bruno looked great at the time. And even a couple of years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, when the WWE finally got him in the Hall of Fame, he looked very good. Apparently, Triple H, to his credit, brought Bruno and Vince McMahon to the table. And I'm glad that Bruno, did get to go into the Hall of Fame. Yes, it's a ceremonial thing. It's not a real brick and mortar location, but even still, glad to see that Bruno and Vince were able to come to the table. And favorite, Bruno was a little before my time, but I mean, seeing him interfere at WrestleMania 1 on behalf of his son David against Brutus Beefcake with Johnny V, who just passed away in the corner, that was a great memory. So for fans, if you can find it, although it's not a Bruno match per se, see if you can find that WrestleMania 1, Brutus Beefcake versus David Sammartino, and the pop, the crowd in New York City, even in the Hulkamania age, a year into Hulkamania, WWF, Bruno was still the man in the Garden. And you could totally argue that for a lot of fans, this is kind of the passing of a very special era. And as much as Vince McMahon, the WWE, we took it out of the smoke-filled arenas. I kind of like the smoke-filled arenas. I kind of like the Bruno era, the Dory Funk Juniors, the Terry Funks, all those guys. Bruno, I'm a little stunned, but just a tribute to Bruno Sammartino. If you look into the Roddy Piper angle, I believe it was, I don't know if it was, I think it was Philadelphia Spectrum. There's a Piper's Pit, a live Piper's Pit, either from the Spectrum or from it might have been the Meadowlands. If you look into that, obviously Bruno had great matches, with all the greats, Ox Baker, Larry Zbyszko, everyone. And so to try and sum up his career in a matter of minutes is very hard. But I'm from that era of the retired Bruno, still being feisty, still kicking butt. And it's definitely a sad era. Bruno Sammartino had an LJN action figure of all things, which was a very classic action figure. So if you have that, hold on to it. That's it. Bruno Sammartino. May you reign with the heavens. I'm sure Andre's waiting for you with a big pint and a nice steak. Bruno Sammartino, we miss you.